Hello everyone, and welcome to Phasmophobia. Now, it's Thursday, but we're still doing Weekly Wednesday on Thursday, so we still have the celebration going on, and it's very fitting because they of course made this week's challenge the Deja Vu. So we're going into Tanglewood, and it's probably going to be a thunderstorm. Now, I have done this one. I think I gotta actually click Tanglewood, but I have done this challenge, and it's been a while since I've done a weekly, so I gotta remember we don't have to worry about dying. But since we're trying to have some fun here and do a classic challenge, I am going to at least try and do the objectives. Might not get a whole the media because it's only one multiplier on the weekly, so really we just need to go in there and find the ghost. So no breaker on the map. I don't know how that's classic. Maybe I don't remember if the breaker was ever on the map before. But we just need to cleanse sound recorder, so if the objectives are doing media, I guess we will end up doing media and average sanity. No, okay, so yeah, it's been a little while since I've done a weekly, so man, a lot of this is tier 1 though. Okay, I'm gonna go in with the standard stuff. No, that's not gonna do anything for me. Yes, it is thunderstorming, but this is pretty fitting because I was gonna mention, I think my plan for this Halloween is to just get to my max level on Prestige 2, and I'm not going to Prestige until after Halloween, so that way during Halloween I can actually utilize the tier 3 stuff or go back to tier 1 stuff if I want to. Now, I think there's not going to be hiding spots on here. Is that a hunt? Okay. Well, I'm going to start trying to focus on this, but yeah, I think for Halloween I'm just going to not Prestige, and then maybe right after Halloween we will Prestige, and but I want to use like the tier 3 crucifixes, which I have not gotten to use for a bit, so I want to make some money from this. So will the weekly also be doubled? Oh my god, that's going to be a big payout. So if I remember correctly about this challenge, I do believe all the hiding spots are off, so the only spot okay? I was gonna say you could kinda hide here, but not really, because the ghost will come back in here. Well, that's why I always grab the key. Okay, I don't know exactly how many light switches I've hit, but I'm gonna try and see if the breaker's down here, maybe? So, even though it's Tanglewood, I could come down here and hide if the ghost had no reason to believe I was down here, and yeah, since this is classic, we have the Ouija board. I'm gonna leave that for now. But we've already had a ghost event. As long as I have lights on though. So I think that's the thing. Unless it's a revenant, the ghosts are probably going to be slower than us, so looping should be pretty doable. But you're also going to want to smudge. But we'll just see how this goes. Yeah, I remember you could hide behind here, but yes, it looks like they finally patched that. Took them, I'd say long enough, but even though that's been a while, hasn't it? Oh yeah, that's been 5 years of Phasmo. Okay then. I don't really have a strategy now that all my equipment is different. I feel like I'm thrown off. But we know where the ghost is. You already did one thing. I wonder if you're gonna move that mannequin. I tell you what, I'm gonna maybe use this as my table. Okay, that's probably not gonna do much. Is that the bone? Okay, I didn't know if we'd end up finding that. So yeah, even though we're on challenge mode, I'm still gonna try and do some things. The last time I did challenge mode, I kind of feel like all I cared about was just finding the ghost type. So we're gonna have to do the objectives, but let's figure out what this ghost is first. So I'm gonna try and get the evidence stuff, and I'm gonna have to get 2 sound recordings. So yeah, depending on what the objectives are, we still might have to get some media. So I kind of just grabbed stuff at random. I kind of wanted to use the spirit box to talk, and I saw this, which I have not used that much. It does seem like they've made it better. It seems like it's a lot closer to your face now, so you can actually see, but also takes up half your screen. So another thing is the dots projector is not in there. So that's another thing I kind of remember about this challenge. So if it is a dots ghost, we're going to have to, I don't know, realize that on our own. So I could turn out the light. Let me check this, because it was really cold in here quickly. 1.1. I kind of miss this tier 3. Whoa, okay, it went right down. Okay, I kind of miss using that tier 1. So maybe this Halloween we will play around with more challenges and stuff and using tier 1 stuff and going back to the different tiers. So, let's work on this though. I don't know if this is going to be any harder or easier. It depends on what we have. If it's a revenant, yes, it's going to be hard. But for the other ghosts, I think as long as we have a smudge, I mean, I've had success hiding back in the nursery. I could hide down in the basement if the ghost doesn't see me go down there, which might be kind of hard. You know, old Tanglewood, there was a line of sight break right here. You'd go through the door right here. If you're a newer viewer or newer player, you wouldn't remember the door used to be right here. So I kind of miss that, because if the ghost sees you hunting and going downstairs, you are screwed. Well, alright, let me... See, I haven't used this equipment enough. I'm not used to the sounds they make. Wow, that screen. Yeah, see, I haven't even really used this since the Chronicle update. It's not a ghost orb, is it? I, once again, don't even remember the name. Lucy Roberts. Lucy, are you here? This one would be a better one to just set up and then take back to the truck. So as a solo player, I don't usually do that. But I want to play around with more tactics and stuff. Okay, is this a shade because she did stuff when I wasn't in the room? Okay, while I have the light off. Are you here? Are you friendly? Are you close? Well, that's another thing. I do like this plastic spirit box. And I know they have the spirit box voices that are the, you know, content creators. But I miss the old spirit box, which was technically an ovulus. I think that's how you pronounce it. Ovulus? Ovulus? I think it's ovulus. Which is another ghost hunting device, which is technically not a spirit box. Can you hear me? Are you here? I haven't been checking for the X. So I do kind of miss the robot voice, because that's another thing, you know, from Ghost Adventures. I remember them using some kind of device with that robotic voice, and then later on I looked it up and figured it out. So even though this has been a spirit box, it used to have that robot voice, which was not really from a spirit box, it was from something else. Okay, I'm starting to think this is a shade. Shade would be EMF 5, right? Would not be dots, no ghost orbs, wouldn't be spirit box. Or UV? Oh, we gotta get writing in here. Let's get writing in here, and then maybe I'll just look around for EMF 5. I'm also gonna see what my sanity is. And also another thing is, yeah, I don't get to run back, so this kind of teaches me to get used to not sprinting, because I have a problem with sprinting too much in this game. So I don't know if there's something I could bring in that could help find an EMF 5. Like, there's stuff you can bring into film, but I wonder if there's something you could bring in that could intentionally set off an EMF reading, kind of like the writing. Like, you could, if it's a writing goes, you could try and get another writing for an EMF 5, but I would like that to be added to the game. More ways to, like, force a ghost to give you EMF 5 other than, I guess, using the cursed items, which, that's just the kind of thing with EMF 5. You have to catch the ghost. Now, you can ask the ghost to do something. Lucy, are you here? I think this is a shade. I just intentionally have left my sanity low. Both of these are open. I did bring... yes. So, they give you both the, like, UV flashlight and the glow stick. So, the original UV light was the flashlight, so I went ahead and grabbed this. And I want to start using these more than the glow stick, too, because I end up using the glow stick a lot. Okay. I think that's an early hunt. Unless it was... oh my god, unless it was... I had like 75 sanity come back in here and she hasn't done anything. So... I thought maybe it was a Raiju, but she wasn't fast. Unless I turned off my stuff before she could go fast. So that's another interesting thing, is we have ghosts that weren't here in the original. So I have to deal with a Raiju without sprint. I don't know if this was a Raiju. I don't have any light either. Alright, I'm going to just drop my stuff and go back as... oh! Harmony. Okay, I didn't realize I already had an EMF in here. See, I'm just used to grabbing stuff off the shelf. I also want to take my time with this anyway. Alright, we gotta go back. I had a smudge. I really need to go back and see if that was an early hunt. So let me walk back and see if we can. I don't know really what that could have been. Okay, it's above 70. So... well, it could have been under 70. To me, that's probably demon. What else would demon be? EMF 5? No. We haven't looked for UV or writing, so it's probably a demon, especially out of all these. The only other early hunters would be, I don't even think there is an other early hunter. It would be yokai, fae, demon, Raiju, Onryo would be the early hunter, but that would be too high for Onryo, because I'm above 65. Onryo would be 60, so it can't be Onryo. And again, see, this is why you gotta remember the stuff from Nightmare. And then it would have been Mare, which it can't be Mare, so that was a demon. Alright, well, I could get the writing in the UV, but since we know what it is, I gotta cleanse, which we do have in there. Sound recorder, so maybe I'll get that in there, and then we still need to drain sanity. So I could use the board for that. But okay, maybe I'll just get other incense in there. I know by the early hunters that it could not have been an Onryo, and Onryo is 60 and under when we were above 60. So demon is the only thing that could have hunted that early. Part of me wants to get the crucifix in there, but if at this point we're just going for the objectives, I need to get 2 sounds. Oh, these shitty little lighters, or these candles. I'm not used to the tier 1 stuff. I kind of want to bring 2 of these in since we already have a smudge. But we also need to get the sound recorder. So, well, that's not the sound recorder. So is that another thing that's not here? Oh, they don't add the sound recorder to this. Okay, well, I guess I can't go for that objective. So then, yeah, I'm going to go in there, and we're going to risk getting hunted. Gotta get my sanity down. So let's just bring in more incense. Screw the candle, we don't need that. So I'm going in with all incense. So I'm going to use the Ouija board and try and lower my sanity. We might get cursed hunted. Don't exactly want to do that. I'm going to try and get this light back on. If I want to hide somewhere, I've had success hiding back here. I don't know if opening that door matters, but right here is not too bad of a spot to hide if the ghost doesn't end up looking back here. I don't really want to smudge, like, I'd rather, smudge out here and then make all those line of sight breaks, and the ghost probably wouldn't think I was back there. I don't trust really hiding anywhere back there. I don't want to go in the basement, because that's another dead end. Well, the sad part is, though, I'm going to break the breaker with all these lights. Too bad I haven't really been paying attention. I'm going to turn off this one. Also, could just turn off the light in the room if it's on. I don't even know. Also, could turn off this light. I'm going to turn off the light in the garage. I hate to do this without a flashlight, but if I have all the house lights on, I'll be alright. So, let's finish this first one. I know it's a demon. At any moment, it could just hunt me anyway. But what could we ask? Oh, you're hunting. Also, my game, please don't crash. Okay, well, maybe we'll be okay down here for a minute, but yes, the demon wanted to hunt again. She doesn't have any reason to think I'm down here. I should be fine. But yeah, and I was still like, I haven't had any time to drain sanity, so... This is why you gotta remember nightmare stuff. Like, that's one of the main things I've been trying to remember is the hunt percentages. Yokai is 80 for talking, 75 is what the Fae starts at, and then demon is 70. So we know that it was under 70 but above 60, so it couldn't have been Onryo. Now, can't help but think you did that on purpose just to turn the lights out on me. Let me get a couple on. I am gonna need to run somewhere. Problem is, I'm not draining sanity if she just hunts me and doesn't actually look for me. So maybe we'll just force a hunt here by just draining all my sanity. Now please, I don't want to use the smudge. How did you die? Fall? No, fell? Yes, fell. How old are you? Is that 100 or 10? Do you like me? Trying to remember some of these questions. Am I insane? I hear that car again. Am I insane? Where are you? Yeah, I knew that one was gonna cost enough. Okay. So all I have to do, that should have gotten my sanity. Oh my god. Okay. Maybe it was 10. I'm gonna do what I wanted to do before. Wow. Which is smudge her down here. If she actually kept going the other way, I might be alright here. Let's see if she follows me up the stairs. You know, these ghosts are actually really slow. Like, I was like Dio levels of slow. So yeah, if I just get back here, I should be fine. I wanted to make sure that door got closed, but then of course she came up here. So, really? Average sanity? I guess I just didn't have enough to do the question. I thought it would take it to 0. Well, maybe I'll sit in the dark here long enough. This is going to be a cursed hunt. I don't hear her though. Is a cursed hunt on a small map really that short compared to a medium map? Man, Sunny Meadows felt crazy. Oh my god. Can't you just give me a moment? I'm actually trying and walk outside. There, average sanity, cleanse the ghost. There, that was pretty cool. And it did kind of help me figure out that it's not, this challenge isn't too crazy. I mean, if we get a Revenant or a Raiju, that's gonna be the strong ones. But even for a demon, like, that was easy to survive. Usually I hate demons, especially since I've run into so many recently. But demons can catch you off guard and kill you quick. But since she didn't speed up, she didn't, I don't know if she would have sped up, because she didn't see me that long, but she didn't speed up coming down the stairs. Either way, that did tease me that maybe this will be a little easier depending on what the ghost is, but that was a pretty easy demon. Alright, let's head back to the stat screen for the first one. So I was wondering how much this would feel like old Phasmo, and it really kind of did with that demon, because it's been so long since I played old Phasmo, but old Phasmo really feels like, well, let's compare new Phasmo. Let's say I got hunted in the garage there, and new Phasmo, I think I would have just been dead, because the ghost would have seen me and then sped up before I could have even gotten somewhere, especially without my sprint. Now maybe with sprint I could have broke line of sight and gotten away to a hiding spot if I actually had one, but since it's old Phasmo, like, I completely survived that first demon hunt really without any challenge, and especially the second one too. Like, she saw me and she should have sped up going down the stairs and then just did not. So okay, really, this is going to depend on what ghost we get. So if we don't get a crazy ghost like a Revenant or Raiju, it shouldn't be too crazy, but I don't know, we'll have to see. Well, once again, we're kind of getting off easy. Can't do the sound recorder one. And then again, cleanse, and this time motion sensor. So I'll probably get hunted like I did last time, because that'll be a more fun way of doing that. So otherwise, let's just go in here and maybe try and do the same thing. I want to, like, systematically get the evidence first and kind of like have some progression here. You can have a nice little build up of progression in this game, or sometimes you can just go in here and get insta ghost evented. So I gotta remember, don't even need to look for ghost orbs. Once again, I'm hearing real life ghost sounds, and then I heard something in here. I gotta remember, I already have my EMF. Was that way over here? Maybe that was behind me. Sounded pretty close. I don't, There's a weird, the directional audio in this game is kind of bad sometimes. So honestly, I have no idea what direction that sound came from. Either way, at least I'm not running around. Maybe it was back here. This is why you just gotta grab the EMF and oh my god, hope for something. I gotta remember to go back to this other equipment. I really do like the classic Phasmo equipment the most, like this EMF 5. Yeah, that was a light switch. I grabbed the spine off the floor. I thought that was like a voodoo doll hanging from the ceiling. How am I not used to that light fixture? Well, we're getting, I think that may have been the light turning on. Alright. Let me get the breaker and some of these house lights on. Now, I could get a photo of the Ouija board, but I don't really need to. Damn it. Is the breaker? I'm sure it could be up here, but unfortunately I'm getting the bad luck of it being down here. But if anything continues like last game, I really don't have much to worry about unless we get a Revenant. Because yeah, Revenant would be a way different situation here. I have to assume that the ghosts that could speed up, like the Raiju and the Revenant, still will do that. Like, a Raiju will still go insanely fast if there's electricity. Also, we already have EMF 5, which is nice. And I have to pay attention for things like the breaker going out. So there are looping spots in here. I guess that's what they want you to do, is loop around here and then loop around here, and then that's the classic looping direction. What are these door touches? I don't need another EMF 5, which I had a feeling you were going to give me. Alright, how about this? I'm going to drop my stuff out here. Maybe we'll point this. And let me just get some more evidence stuff in here. Alright, I think I'm going in with the same stuff I did last time. Since you're touching all these doors, who is this again? Thomas Hall. I have a hard time remembering the names right now. I guess I'm more focused on the objectives. See? You know what, this is feeling like classic Phasmophobia. I gotta remember to like try different equipment. Alright, get that turned off. But I could try and take a photo of that. Just for fun. Like I said, even though this is the weekly challenge and we don't have to do all this stuff and we're only getting a 1 times multiplier, it is still getting, like, I got 800 instead of 400 for the last game. So, UV, Myling, Obake, Goyo, Jin, I'm seeing those lights. Can it be Spirit Box? Because I kind of want to talk to you. Of course it can't. We do have the video cam somewhere in my inventory. I'm going to just drop everything here. Now, I don't know if... that noise. I'm not used to the sounds of this tier 1 recorder. I'm going to check both these... Oh, there's my breath. I'm still going to check both these rooms. I'm kind of glad. Ooh, I guess that could have been the interaction of this. But of course I missed out. Well, I just wanted to make sure there's no ghost orbs. I hear you throwing something over there. I know I'm like hyper as hell right now. And the screen is so small. Gotta make sure we cover this whole room. I don't think we're getting ghost orbs. Is this poltergeist? No, maybe that just was that one thing. If I remember correctly, a poltergeist throw will be 3, and then the items will have a 2. That was a 3 throw on that picture. So this ghost is just... It's definitely not a poltergeist with the evidence we have, but man, it just goes to show any ghost could feel like one. So if we did not have ghost orbs, not Obake, what are we looking for? Writing, freezing, and dots, which we won't be seeing. I remember the last time I did this challenge, I kept getting dots ghosts, so... I don't know if that'll happen again, at least not with the demon. Okay, I'll tell you what. I don't really have much else to do. We're already narrowing this down. Let's get writing, freezing, and then maybe an incense, the smudge in here, and we'll protect ourselves with that. Okay, as I'm going back, I noticed Thomas Hall. Wasn't Thomas the name in here? I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it was Thomas Hall, but there used to be a name on this screen, and I'm pretty sure it used to be Thomas. I just realized. But Thomas is not back here. I think Thomas is actually in the bathroom here. Well, at least we can just kind of, you know, go like old Phasmophobia. I don't know why you really want to take a shower. But we're not getting freezing. Guess I'll put the book down right in the middle. At least we have a nice small map to deal with. So, unfortunately, I wish we were getting more interesting objectives. I can make this more interesting. Like, let's go maybe talk to the... Let's get a flashlight. Let's go talk to the Ouija board. But, what could this be? Jin, Goryo, or Myling? Flashy, flashy. Myling, remind me, yeah, just quieter when hunting. Myling's not going to speed up. I get Moroi and Myling, the 2 M ghosts, backwards. Moroi speeds up the less sanity you have. So that's another thing. I wonder if a Moroi would be really fast if you were playing this challenge and had no sanity. I'll tell you what, to try and get this ghost to do something, do I have an inventory slot? Yes. So I'm going to bring the Ouija board up here. I really am missing the sprint. But it could be Jin, just because it hasn't turned the breaker off, but that's another thing, is sometimes you get ghosts that actually don't turn off the breaker, which are my favorite ghosts. Even if it's not a Jin. So, do you like me? Let's just start with that. Oh, yes, okay. Then what can I say? How did you die? How did you die? Don't say fell again. It's a bad omen. Goodbye. Okay, we're gonna wait on the Ouija board for a minute. That should drain my sanity a little. See if we can get some more interactions here. It's not a shade. Maybe we can film something. Is anyone here? Thomas, can you give us a sign? Did you write in that? Oh my god, you did. It's a Myling. So maybe that breaker will go out at some point. Thomas, are you here? Come on, Thomas, don't make this exactly like old Phasmo where just like nothing happens, because that was the biggest thing in old Phasmo. Sometimes you just get a ghost where it would do nothing unless you were under 50 and it was in hunt range, and then it would just start hunting. That's why, like, the cursed items are good, because sometimes you get a cursed item that makes the ghost do things. I used to think you should be able to buy a Ouija board and bring it in, and that was like another kind of give and take thing, risk reward. So like, what if you could buy voodoo dolls and bring them in and intentionally use them to, you know, get evidence, but also they're a huge risks to use because you could get killed. I don't know. I want more stuff like that. More risk reward stuff in this game. I mean, we have the economy, so I feel like there should be some real reason to use it other than just having it be a kind of like a linear leveling system. Okay, I guess this goes really... It's gonna be like old Phasmo. Oh my god, that noise. Now we have to run. Oh my god. See? That grace period is really high. That wasn't the grace period in the original Phasmo, was it? This is still pretty cool. Now, if I can actually listen, I might learn a little bit about a myling here. I heard my heartbeat when all the stuff being thrown was real quiet. So I know mylings are quieter when hunting. And mylings are like the one ghost I'm having the hardest time truly figuring out. I think I figured it out before. Now, of course, I didn't smudge, so I guess we're gonna have to do that again. Maybe we'll get a cursed hunt. But hey, we know it's a myling now, so maybe we'll do that. I'm gonna get a hunt. I'm gonna listen again and see. Because I'm pretty sure the myling test was something like you have to have your flashlight on near you, and if the flashlight is flashing and you can barely hear the ghost, I don't know, it was the most complicated one, but it's not even that complicated, it's just truly understanding it, so. Oh my god, you don't want me to use this, do you? Do I even use this here now? Because you teleported over here. Please just go back to your room. I do need to smudge. I'm trying to remember what other questions there are. Are you friendly? Where are you? This is just gonna kill me. That doesn't drain my sanity. It's because I didn't have enough sanity. Problem is I only have one smudge. I don't know if this is a good idea. If he never comes back here, I'll be alright. I mean, technically this is like the back of the kitchen. Why would he come over here and look? So yeah. I can tell he's pretty quiet. I'm just listening. I guess maybe for the next ghost I'll have to compare how loud it sounds way over there. No, we're dealing with the cursed hunt. Oh my god, that bat is just going so slow. That's all we see. It's like a shark fin. Alright, well, there's two good hunts there. Please, are you gonna let me escape? Surely you're on cooldown. So, okay, I am liking this challenge, but I wish they would just add the sound recorder. The dots being gone, I can understand that being a part of the challenge, but I wish the sound recorder is here. Kick the breaker. Alright, yeah, I'm leaving. But I don't know. This challenge, this would be a better challenge for like the custom mode, which you can do. You can just I think you can copy it, but you can look at the details for this mode and just go to custom game, and it might be a unique multiplier, but I just feel like for this mode I want to go for like a perfect game, so maybe we will at the end, but I can't really go for a perfect game because there's no sound recorder. So I guess that's my main problem, is I wish there was a sound recorder, because I actually would be more incentivized to go for the full thing. Alright, we know it's a myling, at least we hope we know it's a myling, and I guess I could go back for motion sensor, but there's no real reason to, so look, I'm going to just try one more game, see if we can get this finished, and maybe for this last game we'll try some more crazier stuff. I'm not sure what it could be. On how quiet it really was, it seemed like a myling. So yeah, I would have gotten a couple hundred more maybe from that, but the big bucks are going to be coming from when we finish this. So I'm still level 77, and you get the tier 3 crucifix at 90, so I really do want to use this event to level up, because it's only a week, and it's not often we get double XP. I don't think we've ever had double XP before, so this is something we really need to take advantage of. Alright, well this time we have an objective that's gonna make it feel more like old Phasmo, even though recording stuff was not a part of old Phasmo. See, again, they should just have the sound recorder, because now this is an objective in the old mode, so just have the sound recorder in this mode. Either way, we're gonna have to record some videos. Paramic, we might say screw you, I don't know. Then again, average sanity. So it's Corey, Marsh. I'm gonna go in, same stuff before. Now, part of me wants to just go in and do something crazy. Maybe I will. Let's just go like ask the Ouija board where the ghost is. I'm gonna try and turn the breaker on first and maybe get some lights on. But, oh, I think we know where the ghost is. So, it looked like I don't know if it was, but it looked like my camera was froze over there. Paranoid about that. But okay, good. Breaker's down here. I did hit that light switch, right? Nope. Let me hit this light switch. So, I don't know, to make things more interesting here, I'm going to just drain my sanity a bit. I don't even know if I got to mention this, but this question should drain 40% of my sanity. Where are you? Oh, master bedroom? Main... Oh, main bathroom. Okay, again, bathroom ghost. Am I insane? There we go, goodbye. Goodbye. So there, teetering on the edge of insanity. I mean, that's the thing. We're gambling with whatever ghost this could be. Could be, I mean, could be a Dio, but that's not really gonna kill me either. Here we go. The main thing, let's just listen. The main thing is just doing the video here. I've not really ever gotten video on the tier 1. That sounded like a double door touch. I don't have a smudge, so I'm not gonna need to do it just yet. Oh my god, I can't see. Why can't I Maybe he wasn't in here. But there isn't a male ghost model that small, is there? Why couldn't I see him? Let's get... Oh my... I've never heard that sound. I gotta get out of here for a second, please. I'm gonna get a smudge, maybe. But I also want to try and get evidence stuff while we have, like, low sanity here. So maybe I'll just get all the sanity stuff. Because, I mean, I can loot. Oh my god, sanity is actually really low. Maybe it was 60 from using that Ouija board. Either way, we're gonna stick with that. Bring in this because we gotta get the objectives. We'll get some door touches for sure. Then I could probably leave this in here in case we get lucky, because I gotta kind of play it safe. So we could at least just leave this in there from the beginning. Now this is a dead end. As long as I'm not caught in this corridor, I should be fine. That's the problem. This ghost is in the bathroom. I gotta go back here. But again, there's a really good grace period, so I was going into this thinking this was gonna be really difficult, but it's not really that hard. The grace period is the main thing that makes this way different, because even if it's a revenant, there we go. UV. Poltergeist maybe? Maybe Obake from the door touches? I don't know. Ooh, see, you're leaving lots of UV. Let me see. Oh my god, yeah, from that hunt. See if we can find the Obake fingerprints, which we are not. And this is awesome. It's not often that I get to do this. I am kind of missing the UV flashlight. I gotta start using this more often. Did you end up touching anything over here? Now, out of all those fingerprints, we're not seeing the Onryo, even all the way over here. But no, we've not seen Obake. I know, see, I get the O's, and I knew it was Obake because I saw it. Not Onryo, Obake. Obake is the one that has the fingerprints. We're looking for the Obake fingerprints. I get the two O's mixed up, then I get the M's mixed up, but at least I can actually remember. That may have been the book. Still looking at some of these. Might just get another hunt. Get him to touch all these doors again. I didn't end up seeing my breath in here. Break line of sight. But if he saw me come back here, This time I should be able to see him. Maybe he's just too short. Okay, go back the other way. So no videos yet, sanity, we're trying to get there. One paramic sound, I might use the old paramic or the tier 1, but I mean, it's not really any more fun to use than the tier 3 paramic, it's still just the old paramic. Alright, maybe I'm gonna leave now and get more evidence stuff in here, if I can. Kind of want to look for the fingerprints, but you didn't leave as many fingerprints this time. Okay, I'm gonna go get more evidence stuff in here. Also need to check the book when I come back. Well, they're kind enough to give us the tier 2 crucifix. I guess the tier 2 is closer to the original crucifix, which I kind of have a hard time remembering what it looked like. I'm so used to the newer stuff now. Okay, that is the wrong way. I'm gonna try and have a crucifix in there, just to help protect me. Now, I did get a thermometer. Is it cold in here, or was that just a coincidence that this is, well, 3 degrees? Oh god, that didn't take long. Here's my breath in here. Are you here? Are you here? Are you friendly? Are you close? Are you far? Are you away? Where are you? Is anyone here? What about that writing? Nope, not touched it. Are you here? Are you here? Are you friendly? Oh, there's the writing. A poltergeist, maybe? Maybe it was a poltergeist. Oh my god. Since we have a slow ghost here, and since I can loop, I'm gonna do, okay, let's just clear my inventory. Let's actually try and learn a little bit about a poltergeist here. Because a poltergeist should throw pretty much everything in this line without missing anything. Oh my god, the poltergeist is following me back here. Take the... Oh my god, why are you doing this? Now the breaker's out. I have the remote. I'm gonna die from this. I gotta remember, it's okay if I die, but right now I'm saying this is a poltergeist. Because I heard like so many things during that hunt. Mainly the door touches, but I don't think that really matters with the poltergeist. I wanna see. I'm gonna try and loot. Oh my god, the light's out, but I can see. Doesn't sound like a poltergeist, really. Oh, if it's a myling again, I should just try and listen. Am I gonna... Maybe it's myling again. It seems louder than the myling. Like, I can hear the footsteps easily over there. The myling, I could not hear the footsteps when it was on the other side, so I don't think it's myling. It might just be demon. I mean, it didn't throw anything over here. I haven't heard a poltergeist ability. Let's get some smudges in here. And I want to see if it's poltergeist. And I mean, it did use up the crucifix, so what I'll do is I'm going to take the other crucifix and put it on the other side of the building, and maybe if it uses that up, it'll help figure it out. But we've not gotten EMF 5. That would be demon. Freezing. Oh, freezing. Wait, what? Okay, I got that backwards. EMF 5 would be myling. Freezing would be demon, which we didn't see freezing. And then spirit box, which we didn't get spirit box. Maybe it's mimic somehow, but we didn't get ghost orbs. Okay, I'm gonna bring in a smudge. We did film something, thankfully. I might end up taking sanity. I'm gonna bring a smudge. I want to see if this is a poltergeist. It doesn't seem like it is. Alright, let me just figure out what I want to get in there, because I'm not exactly sure of the strategy. Okay, so is the breaker out? Because as soon as I walk into the building, are you crazy? Okay, maybe it is a demon. I want to see it go through this line of stuff, and that'll really help me figure it out. Now, all these light switches are on. I have 2 smudges and an inventory slot. I know it is very dark. But we're going to try and get the lights on before a hunt. So if I can loot, that's what I'm going to try and do. This is old Phasmo anyway. At least that's what we're trying to do. Now, that one crucifix, let's bring that back over here. Now, if I have a feeling that if somehow this crucifix gets used way over here, probably is a demon. Okay, I'm gonna watch this. Let's see how this ghost deals with this line of stuff. Come on. Corey? Corey, can you hear me? You see him? Is he faster? Oh god, there he goes. Alright. He does not... Wow. Okay, he threw 3 of them. He really doesn't seem... Oh my god. He's throwing stuff at me, but he doesn't really seem like a poltergeist. Just throwing the caulk around. It just sucks because the main thing is getting an EMF 5, which I've had the EMF in there. I don't think that was poltergeist. I think a poltergeist would have annihilated all that stuff. Now, I've not played and looked at a poltergeist during a hunt enough after the Chronicle update, because it does look different with how the ghost picks up stuff and levitates it and throws it at you. Let me check the book in here. And thank you. Wait, I already had writing? Okay, I don't even remember the writing book being written in. Am I doing this again? I didn't get ghost orbs. Not freezing. Let me just check all this stuff while I have a second. I don't really need this. What I'm looking for. It's not you. What did I do with the thermometer? Hello. Is it over here? I'm gonna step outside. I tell you what. In an effort to figure this out, I am gonna take some sanity, at least above these hunt ranges. If it's, yeah, if we have high sanity and hunts again, we know it's gonna be demon. But let me truly figure this out. Okay, I don't know if breaker's out or if we had a hunt, so I can't even keep it straight. Alright, I wanted to try and get something to film in here. Are you kidding me? This has to be a demon. I took 2 bottles. Okay, well, all I have to do now is go back and check my sanity. Because unless it didn't go up, even though I definitely stayed in there long enough for it to go up, I took 2 bottles. I just got insta-hunted walking in here. I don't think it's a poltergeist just by it not throwing everything. It doesn't sound like a poltergeist when it's hunting. Myling, I can tell you, the Myling, I can now compare the Myling. Oh god. See, this is why we need a light on. I think he's throwing stuff from inside the garage. That was a nice bait, but you can't fool me. I'm gonna try and get the breaker on. So much for this, one of these ghosts not kicking the breaker all the time. I have smudges. I don't even... Was I even aware that I had smudges during that last hunt? I get my looping location open. So all I'm gonna do, if you... What? Did you just turn a switch back here? I want to smudge, but I don't know if the ghost is even over here. I'm gonna smudge. I'm gonna hope you're either in the hallway, near enough that. I'm hoping that gives me a moment. Let's actually... Here, I got the inventory. Where is my thermometer? Let me take a moment. This is a major thing to be missing. I'm gonna point that way. Okay, it's back here. Didn't think I needed it anymore. I wonder if this ghost just is like a foyer ghost. Let me check the foyer's temperature. Okay, no, you're back here now. This has to be your favorite room. Okay, there. I just took so long to get down to freezing. Now, I'm still going to try to get some recordings here. Now, we got door moved. Corey, give us a sign. I mean, if it wasn't obvious that this was a demon from just walking in the door and it hunting. There's an easy hunting ghost. At least I did that. Okay, Corey, I guess we're gonna do this. Oh, I don't know if he doubled back or just didn't see me. Alright, so yeah, unless we had a revenant or something, which we can keep playing the challenge even though we've completed it. So maybe we will at some point before it's gone. I wouldn't mind trying it again, just seeing if we can get a revenant or something. But that was at least pretty cool because we got the recording. But yeah, if you have a normal speed ghost, this really isn't too bad. But I guess that's really what old Phasmophobia was. Man, quit turning off the breaker. But old Phasmophobia was just having to deal with that ghost following you. But now, because of the sprint, I really do think this game has just gotten better. Like, old Phasmo is cool for nostalgia, but I really do think this game has made changes for the better. Like, I can't really imagine playing this game always without the sprint. This really was just a product of its time. Like, when this game came out, a lot of people kind of looked at it as a walking simulator, and it wasn't exactly, you know, it was kind of its own genre of game. But now this game is, it still is its own genre, but I'd say it's not really just a walking simulator anymore. Now, it's like, what do I do with this guy? Can't film you, because I've already... because I can get him to touch that. Part of me wants to try and, like, dead end myself just to see what happens. Now I'm just, like, pushing this how far I can. Because I think the ghost does speed up. Alright, well... yeah, so yeah, I was trying to do something crazy, but since you have to have a revenant to get something crazy happen, I really was just thinking this was going to be more of a hard challenge. We still need one more thing here. But yeah, I don't know, I like this challenge, it's just, part of me wishes I could just, like, choose a revenant for it. But otherwise, this isn't really a hard challenge, it's just more of like, this is the closest we can get the game to old Phasmophobia. So, I did just smudge the ghost. Did I drop my video camera around here? Yeah. Alright, Corey. I'm gonna try and get one more thing. You wanna throw something? Alright, well, I guess you'll have to brighten that footage because that was pitch dark. Alright, I think we're gonna get out of here. So I do enjoy this challenge, but I kind of went in here like over-prepared. And it also is more fun, like, see, that's the thing, like, how much money you get for doing all this really is how much you were incentivized to do any of this. Because we're doing this with a 1x multiplier, I don't really want to go for a perfect game, so what I might do for another video is take these settings, go into just the custom games, for one, see how much better of a multiplier you would get, and then also, I might not be that much better than 1, it might be under 1, but, I mean, you turn off sprint, so it should be alright. So I might revisit this challenge again, going for perfect games, and not just going for the weekly here, because that's what I'm doing in this video, is going for the weekly. But I'm just trying to get the ghost right, and I wanted to do a couple challenges. So what I might do again before the Phasmophobia anniversary is over, is take these settings and do another custom video, which I haven't done a custom games video in a long time, so maybe we'll start doing them again. But there was the weekly for the Phasmophobia anniversary. But like I said, it was cool, but because we were doing it for the weekly, it doesn't feel like we really got to experience old Phasmo. So like I said, I think we'll be doing this again, but actually going for some perfect games. And again, a demon. 2 demons for this. 500 bonus, which seems like nothing. Look at all these rewards though. Night vision, which is another thing I have not played with. So how... maybe they changed that. I was thinking it was 90. So I think during the Chronicle update, they actually did redo some levels. So let's see what level I am now with the Tier 3 Crucifix. Tier 3 Incense Crucifix Headgear. Level 80, so they must have just dropped it to 80, but I went from 77 to 80 that game, so there's another 10,000, so I think that's actually everything unlocked. Damn it, I need to hit next before you can go over to the menu. So I don't believe there's anything left. Oh, a sound sensor. Oh, you just have to unlock the one before it, maybe? Level, yeah, 52, so that, yeah, that's just from not having the previous one. So there's still a lot of stuff I can unlock, and we have 50,000. So even with all the updates and stuff, I do feel like there's more they can do with the money and the economy, and like I said, risk versus reward. I really feel like that should be a big thing in this game, and yes, I see my face cam is frozen over there. Alright, either way, that's the challenge mode for this week. We actually did a challenge for the first time in a while, and now I've got everything unlocked, so from now for a while, I'm going to be playing around with maybe some more of the Tier 3 stuff, and some other tiers as well, so here's to more Phasmophobia. So if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.